Hello, YouTube family. How are you doing? Are you a nurse in the UK who is broke? Are you a healthcare worker who doesn't have money and you are looking for some money? Are you a student nurse who could do with some free money? Or you have just spent money on goods or the bills because it's freezing, and yes, it's been snowing. The bills have gone haywire. You want some help? Are you a vegan or a vegetarian in need? Or is your surname this one that I'll mention in this video? You're about to win a lottery. Stick with me because this video is really, really great. Let's get into it. So yeah, this is for you, healthcare workers and nurses, but it's also full of surprises. So my question is, are you broke? Do not be afraid to seek help because here's the money, okay? And it's for you. Let's take this out of the way. It's too distracting. Okay, so the first one is RCN hardship grants. So let's have a look at RCN hardship grants. This is the website. It says here, hardship grants. Are you a nurse or a midwifery professional who needs financial support? It can be hard to ask for help, especially when you are used to helping others, and indeed, you nurses are great. But everyone can feel overwhelmed, stressed, and worried, especially about money. The RCN Foundation Benevolent Service is a fund that exists to help nurses, midwives, and healthcare support workers make ends meet during times of financial hardship. As a current or a former member of the nursing team, you have cared for the nation's health and deserve to get support when you need it too. Whether you are retired, unemployed, or in work, we can provide the support. The grant is a gift. Let me zoom this out. The grant is a gift, so you won't be asked to pay it back. Let me end there for this one, for this bit. So, who can apply for the grant? NMC registered nurses, midwives who live in the UK and Channel Islands, including nurses who have qualified abroad and are seeking to work in a healthcare environment. Healthcare support workers, nursing associates, and nursing apprentices living in the UK and Channel Islands who have practiced in a healthcare support role for 3 years or more years under the supervision of a registered nurse. Applicants who are currently retired or off sick, having previously worked in these roles, can be considered for funding if evidence of 3 years healthcare support employment can be provided. But it will also include nursing undergraduate students whose funding has stopped due to illness, or who are fleeing domestic abuse, or who have experienced a bereavement of a partner that they lived with. Please get in touch with the foundation to discuss your specific cases, okay? So as well as having worked in one of these roles, you have experienced a change in your situation. That means you can't afford to pay for the essential costs that you are facing, and you have not received the grant from the RCN Foundation Benevolent Service during the last 12 months. Okay, So it says you can find the full description of criteria here. So when you're applying, just make sure you check these things, you read the criteria. It's the same, but you just don't want to miss any information. Okay. Okay, so there is some exclusion criteria here as well. People who have been removed from NMC registers, for example, but you just need to read so you see for yourself that it really is for you. Okay, let's go back to our thing. We've looked at the criteria, sorry, but let's see how to apply. There's a link here, but alternatively, on the website, I guess, let me see. It should have how to apply within the same website as well. Okay, yeah, it says here, to apply for a benevolent service hardship grant, please log in or register. So if you are not part of the RCN, you can click here and you register your name, your last name, your date of birth, your email address, or mailing address, then email address. You create a password, not the same password as in your email. This will be a different password that you just create. And the NMC PIN is optional. If you are not registered with NMC, or you are not RCN member, it's optional. Agree to terms and continue until you get to the end of the form. We're not filling it now. This is just for the presentation purpose only. Okay. Number 2, Carehomes Nurses Trust. So the Carehomes Nurses Trust, let's see what they are saying. We just have to close this one about cookies. Okay, it says, we are here for nurses, midwives, and healthcare assistants across the UK. Are you looking for support? We help nurses, midwives, and healthcare assistants, both working and retired, when they are suffering personal or financial hardship. This is often due to illness, disability, older age, domestic abuse, and the impact of rising living costs. Everything has gone high. So how do you get the help? It's to read what they say here. We are a charity and we help people at no cost. We need to zoom this. We need to zoom this. Are you seeing what I'm seeing or not? Okay. We are a charity and we help people at no cost to them. There's no membership. We are not a union or an insurance scheme. And it all starts with getting in touch. Can we help? They're asking. Find out if you are eligible for the financial help from Carehomes. Click here. This is the process you're going to be following, my people. So to be eligible for a grant from Carehomes Nurses Trust, you must be a current, former, or retired registered nurse, nursing associate, or midwife, maternity support worker under the supervision of a registered midwife, a healthcare assistant, a nursing auxiliary in a hospital, a nursing home, or a community setting under the supervision of a registered nurse. You must also be currently living in the UK and have worked as a nurse, midwife, or a healthcare assistant in the UK, be in a financial hardship, have less than 4,000 in your household savings, including money in savings and current accounts. Okay, so apply for the grant. You come here. I'm sure you can see these things. You come here, apply for the grant. So it says we can provide assistance with short-term financial emergencies, essential white goods. We'll define white goods in a minute. Traveling expenses for attending medical treatment, mobility aid, home adaptations due to disability, rent deposits and removal costs, bankruptcy and debt relief orders, rent arrears in some circumstances. These are things that they can provide support with, but they cannot support the following here. Immigration purposes, if you want to purchase a Benz or whatever type of car, they are not supporting that with this fund. And then there's a list of supporting documentation, evidence of your employment, benefits, bank statement, so stuff like that. Just read and see. Then once you know that you are you qualify, you click here to start your application. It still asks, are you eligible for support? You pick what speaks to you. Are you a healthcare assistant? Are you this? Are you that? Or you used to be this? That? You tick and you come here, you continue next until you finish the form. Here it will be showing progress. This bar will be increasing until you submit it. Okay, we're moving on. All right, so we wanted the definition of white goods. This is from Google, Professor Google. White goods are large home appliances such as stoves. British, they call them cookers, refrigerators, freezers, washing machines, tumble dryers. And air conditioners. They are large electrical goods for the house, which were traditionally available only in a white. So this is what they say they can support with as well. They mentioned about white goods somewhere. Get support. Okay, I think it was here. No. Click here. Yes. Okay, yeah. Essential white goods. So we can provide assistance with this. So that's the definition of white goods. We're moving on. Healthcare Workers Foundation. Let's see what they're also supporting nurses, carers, and students with 3C. It says here, the Health Workers Foundation provides help to healthcare workers and their families to support the care they give to the community. Okay. Are you a healthcare worker who needs support? We are here to help you. We offer financial support, counseling, staff room refurbishments, and bereavement family support to anyone working in a healthcare setting. Do you want to get the support? One of the things that we should also be looking at is testimonials, who we have supported. So we can read their testimonies to find out the depth of the support, to see if we can draw some parallels with our own situations and see how we can also position ourselves for the need that we have. Mind you, it's for people in need. If you have enough, there's no point applying for free money. But if you see that we're struggling, we have like some funders here are saying, some charities are saying less than £4,000 in your account and stuff like that. So, okay. If we decide that, yes, we want to get this support, the Healthcare Workers Foundation is dedicated to improving the lives of people working in any healthcare settings across the UK. Any. We have developed our 4 services in response to suggestions from healthcare workers. If you work in a healthcare setting, no matter what your role is, we want to help. Hello? I'll repeat that. If you work in a healthcare setting, no matter what your role is, we want to help. We have made it simpler than ever to access support. Just head directly to the support you need and apply. This is like a dream, but it's not a dream. That's how things work sometimes. So there's counseling if that's what you require most, because I know care work can be hard. So counseling is often required. I used to work in palliative care, so I think counseling is really helpful. Is really helpful, depending on what you do as well. But as human beings, we need counseling anyway in different areas for our work and life. Okay, there's also staff room refurbishment. This video, we are not focusing on all these other things. I'm mainly focusing on finances. Okay, so I'm not gonna open and say, oh, what does this, how does it work, how does that work? But those who are interested in any of this, please go ahead. Let's just open the bereaved families and see before we get to financial help. We want to support people who have lost an in-service, a healthy care worker parent. Those who have lost a parent may miss out on opportunities, connections, and security. We provide tailored, immediate, and continuous support, ensuring that the wider family and the children that have been left behind are cared for. Our services include counseling, legal and accounting advice, respite breaks, and educational or tutoring support. They can be accessed at any time as and when they are needed. So please do let somebody know if you know somebody who would benefit from these services. So let's look at the financial support. We are aware that the cost of living crisis has resulted in additional financial challenges for everyone. At the Healthcare Workers Foundation, we provide grants of up to £1,000 to healthcare workers who are experiencing exceptional financial hardships. £1,000. It's easy to apply for financial support, and we have 2 funds to choose from. Please note that you are only able to apply for one of these grants annually. Okay, you can apply this year and apply again next year, but choose one. So they have 2: general fund and rainy day. Right, rainy day, the grant of up to £250 is for healthcare workers who are struggling financially with their income and outgoing costs. You can use it in any way. We need to zoom that. So we can all see with our own eyes, okay? You can use it in any way you find useful. Once your application is approved, the amount will be awarded directly into your bank account, full stop. The general fund. If you are a healthcare worker experiencing financial difficulty and can show that you need help with a specific cost, we can provide a grant of up to £1,000 to cover the cost. What is it that you need as a healthcare worker in your home? There's £1,000 that can cover the cost for that thing that you need in your house. The purpose of this grant is to directly fund a specific item from an approved supplier. Probably this is a time to change. What is that? What is it that needs changing? Maybe a washing machine or whatever it is in your house. Or service for applicants who are struggling financially and cannot afford to cover this particular expense. We've spent much time on this one. Let's go on the next. Okay, so all the information is there. Maybe we need to look at how to apply. I didn't touch on how to apply because I get carried away. Guidance for applicants. Okay, you need to read all of these. This is how you can apply for a general fund. This is how you can apply for a day fund. You just come here and click. You accept the conditions. You fill in the form. And boom. You need to read the questions first before you start filling forms. We are not submitting, we are closing this. So because here we also teach each other how to fish. How to fish is about how can we empower ourselves as well to catch the biggest fish. Instead of waiting, for example, for someone else to give us the fish, they will definitely give us the smallest fish. But if we go out and do the fishing ourselves, we're going to pick the big fish for ourselves. So most websites, they will have information about where else you can find funding. So this is great resource. You always look around. I call it snowballing. You start with one website, but then it takes you to so many areas. So please, this is extra information, extra funding list that you can look at and find out if there's something in there that speaks to you. For example, it talks about loyal medical benevolent. It means this is to do with maybe medical stuff. I don't want to open it because otherwise, nursing training grant, am I eligible? So all of this, click each one of them. Free and impartial help with money backed by the government. Money helper, attend to us. Student finance, Northern Ireland, student finance, wealth, paramedic, nursing, midwifery, SAS funding, nursing grant. So look, the moment you click on one website, it will also take you somewhere. Snowballing. You keep going, you keep finding a lot of opportunities, and at the end of the day, you see hundreds of things. I think that's it. Number 4, we have 10 opportunities in this, which we're going through today, okay? This is Florence Nightingale. What does Florence Nightingale say? Florence Nightingale Aid in Sickness Trust. That's what it is called, FNAIST. And they're saying they consider this, they don't consider that. Excuse me, because it says Aid in Sickness Trust, you need to read each who we have helped, how we can help, how to apply. Read each of these tabs to find out the criteria. Like here it says, currently we are considering all requests for funding for people of all ages who are sick, in poor health, or disabled and require medical items and services to improve their quality of life. So if you are someone who is unwell or are in poor health or you are disabled, here's an example of things you can ask for. It still talks of washing machines, tumble dryers, mobile hoist, sensory equipment, communication aids, computers, reading aids, so many things that depending on your need. Okay, let's check how to apply. Okay, how to apply is just here. Okay, so there's an application form here in Word. You need to read the GDPR form. Maybe it also needs signing. I'm not opening, but please open it. Grant application guidelines. Always you read guidelines before you can apply, because otherwise you shoot yourself in the head. So read the guidelines so that whatever you put in your application form matches with what the funder is actually looking for. Okay. Yeah, it says also here, please read the application grant, the grant application and grant criteria on how to apply for funding and the documentation required under normal sector grants are considered once every 3 years to a named individual. So if you get a funding this year, it will have to be in the next 3 years before they support you again. Okay, and then they say who should apply. So I'm sure the application forms should have the information about submission. There is an email address there, if anything. Usually at the end, I don't want to go into detail. Thank you for completing the form. Send this form with your application form to this lady, Mrs. Lisa Hungerford. That's the address, and or email it to this one. So you can send by post or by email, depending on what is easier for you. Okay, we are moving on. Number 5, British Gas Energy Trust grants. So they're saying individuals and families can apply for grants to clear domestic gas and electricity debts. Before applying to the trust, you must get money or debt advice first. So they've given you where you can find energy advice. Once you've received the advice on energy advice, money and energy advice, yes. Once you've done that, then you can make an application here. So they talk about not grants over 1,500 will only be considered in exceptional circumstances. It means if you have a bill that is less than 1.5, that's better. Who can apply? Let's see. Okay, so it said the first step to getting financial help is always to understand what support is available to you. Then you should get professional money advice from a local advice center. If you click here, you search your advice center near you, as there may be a number of options to help your situation. Your local advice center will also help you understand how you manage your energy costs in future, so you don't come back to the same situation again, which you will need to show when applying for a grant. Okay, yeah. So number 1, find the right support for step number 1 in this application for this. We're not going to read all the notes. Number 2, getting specialist money and energy advice local to you. Number 3, apply for the grant. Individuals and families funds. You're living in England, Scotland, and Wales. You've not received a grant from British Gas Energy Trust within the last 2 years. You're sick, all that. You do not have savings above £1,000. And yeah, this is open to British gas customers with an energy debt of this. But the first one, the criteria is anybody. You don't have to be, you do not have to be a British gas customer to apply. So if you're not a British gas customer, you apply for individuals and families funds. If you're a British gas customer, you apply for that. So, and then yeah, just read the whole website to understand. We're moving on. The application is there. It's all done for you. It's all done for you. I've lost count of the numbers, but you trust me, there are 10 different. This is Queen's Nursing Institute. Because I do these things at night after work, so I try my best in terms of Definitely in terms of quality, I don't compromise on quality, but I mean the quality of the content, but small errors like numbering and stuff like that. I'm sure you to understand. Okay, so this is the Queen's Nursing Institute. They're also talking about how to apply for financial help. You just need to read the criteria and all of this eligibility. Be a registered community nurse or a midwife. And somewhere they have described examples of community nurses that the Queen's charity can support are here. District nurses, GP nurses, healthy visitors, care home nurses, community midwives, homeless and inclusion health nurses, community mental health, community LD nurses, community children's nurses, occupational health nurses, other registered nurses, etc. And so apply for financial help. Okay, we've come back to the same page, I guess. So let's see. This talks about education. Apply for a small grant towards your education course. This isn't about education. This is about Q&I will consider applications from registered nurses in financial need who work or have worked in the community. Let's see. Did I put the link aside? It's this one, isn't it? We are following. Okay. There's a lot of things actually here which people can look at. But let me go back to the thing. Okay. Guidance and application form. This helps a lot because I already downloaded it. I already found the link which you can just download. It has application form and stuff like that. So once you see that you meet the criteria, that's the application form. It should say on the website or on top of the page where to send this form to. Yeah, the eligibility criteria here. Note that we cannot help nurses who live and work in Scotland, but in England and other places, yes. We can provide assistance with essential white goods. White goods are coming back again, which examples are also here: fridges, washing machines and stuff, building repairs, adaptations. You want to change your kitchen, you want to, whatever it is, this room needs to change that way. Specialist equipment like, short-term financial emergencies. But you have these required documents and you send it to this one. Justin, within 10 to 15 days, you will have heard. Please give us results, give us the outcome when when you have applied. I would love to hear someone. Okay, in this one now, we are calling all vegans and vegetarians. So this is called Vegetarian in Need Fund. Are you a vegetarian or you're a meat lover like me? But this is a vegetarian, 25 years or under. Apply for a grant to get more carrots, more fruits, more of that. Looks beautiful. And so the application form, you download, fill it, and then come back and upload it. Fill this tiny form here, submit, boom. But obviously read about this funder, because for you to write something that is speaking to the funder, you have to understand who you are speaking to. So you are speaking the same language. Okay. That says number 7. So this is number 8. And I didn't put the name on there. juniorsmallorgan.org grants. Okay. What are they saying? The fund assists UK registered nurses and midwives, healthcare assistants, in addition to retired UK nurses, midwives, and healthcare assistants. Who can apply? UK registered nurses and midwives who have practiced for a minimum of 5 years post-registration. Healthcare assistants who have practiced for a minimum of 5 years in an NHS trust. Retired UK nurses, midwives, and healthcare assistants who have worked for a minimum of 5 years. The charity will not fund educational and funeral costs, respite care, or nursing home fees. One-off grants awarded are in the region of £500. These are quite strict in terms of criteria. So there is a PDF application form which you can download in advance, read, answer the question, go online and copy and paste your answers. And it says, once you have completed, please email your application form to this. Okay, if you are unable to complete our online form, you can complete it by pen, I guess, and scan and send. Okay, but please read the information, the criteria and everything they have put down, so you are in the pool. Number 9, is this your name? False. I can't pronounce it, but if you have links to this surname, you are about to win a lottery. Oh dear. Okay, let's have a look. So it's called the Clan Forsyth Society. I'll just read the final paragraph here, which says, there's so many things, different criteria, but lastly, the society administers a small benevolent fund to help and assist anyone with the name Forsyth or their dependents who may be in needy or deprived circumstances. This trust is a registered charity and it is maintained by contributions or covenants from members and anyone else who may wish to promote and support its purpose. So if this is your name, your surname, you know what to do, guys. You know what to do. And if you are in need. So the contact details have been provided on the website under contact us. This is the form you're going to fill and send the message here. Hello, I'm Mr. Forsyth, based in wherever you're based, and tell that story. If you are, your name is this name. Oops, sorry. Number 10 and final one, Care Workers Charity. And I've put it here, Hallmark Care Home employees included. We'll look into that in a minute. So this is Care Workers Charity. They say, get help. There's COVID-19 fund. I'm not interested in that now. Crisis grant, but people need to just look at everything else and see what it says. Funeral grants, track your application, other resources. The Hallmark Fund here. In one of my videos, which I will be showing you at the end of this video, I talked about Hallmark Care Homes. So you might wish to watch that video if you are not in UK yet and you want to work with Hallmark Care Homes, because it was on their website. They were recruiting, they have sponsorship and stuff like that. So their staff, they provide this. The Care Workers Charity has partnered with Hallmark Care to provide funding to all staff to help you with costs such as rent arrears, daily living costs, funeral costs, car repairs. There is up to 1,000 available for all staff employed by Hallmark. Okay, so if you're working with Hallmark or you're not working with Hallmark yet, Like I said, there's a video I made, and I included Hallmark in that video because at the time when I searched, Hallmark was included in the care homes that was providing sponsorship. So you might as well check the video I'm talking about. I'll show you in a minute. And yeah, so you can check, you can go on the actual website of Hallmark, because you don't want to end up with fake websites that pretend to be Hallmark care homes. So you need to be dealing with the real ones. Yes, this was the last, but usually there's always a bonus. Let's check. Okay, so the bonus is for nurses in need. We're not gonna dwell much on this. If you know you're a nurse in need, it says here for nurses in need, based in Scotland. The 2023-24 opens on February and closes on 15 June, so you still have time. But let me bring you to attention of this, maybe. The bursary applications. Okay. If you're studying postgraduate degree, you get 1,000. A module, 500. It's worth it. For a conference, £100. That's all right. But please do read the instructions. So this is it, guys. I hope you apply, and these opportunities, I think they're really, really good, because if you are struggling like everyone else is struggling to get £1,000, it will go a long way. So your healthcare workers, carers, care assistants, nurses, midwives, students, please do apply. Try your luck and see where it takes you to. So I mentioned about Hallmark. This is the video. Bye.